John, the President was in the area a little bit earlier this week and did not make a visit to the family. Some people now criticising the President that this visit is damage control.
Well, what we do know is that the President will be arriving here at the home of Precious Ramabulana in the next few minutes. He's expected to arrive here at 12:30, and he'll be addressing the family members here, and they've been gathering here since early this morning. And then he'll pay his respects to the family and also have private time with the family. And we also know that earlier this week the President expressed his gratitude to the police in the fact that they acted so quickly in arresting the perpetrator who was involved in the killing, in the brutal killing of Precious Ramabulana. And we understand as well that they'll be reprioritizing from government departments in dealing with the scourge of gender-based violence. But just to give us a more of an understanding and a sense of what this family has been experiencing, I have with me gender activist Renee Sengani. Renee, can you give us a sense as to what has this family gone through over the last week since this brutal attack?
Thank you. Yeah, the family has been traumatized due to the nature in which Precious was murdered. She was brutally murdered. So we and the family, we have been in support of the family. We have been giving them moral and counseling support as well. But there is a very sensitive part of the family that they don't really want to disclose or talk much about Precious. Then you get to adjust that they are not well at all mentally and psychologically. But in terms of support from community, from the government, they are getting all necessary support that is required from relevant stakeholders and the government, to be precise.
This, as you rightly mentioned, this was quite a brutal attack on Precious and how she died. But this is not the first time that you've experienced these kinds of attacks on women in Limpopo.
Yes, especially in this area where we are in Jerere. I think I've got over 4 to 5 women that were brutally murdered, chopped into pieces, raped, stoned. How Precious also died. So it's not a new thing in this area, and it's not a new thing in Wembe, to be precise, in our district. We wake up every day to a missing woman, and then later on, few weeks, we find that she has been murdered. We wake up to a lot of issues relating to gender-based violence. So in Limpopo, we're experiencing a lot of issues that are related to gender-based violence, and we're urging the government to come up with a mechanism that will make all this killing stop, because I think we have come to a time where we are tired of talking, but we need an implementation plan. What is it that the government can give us as stakeholders, as NGOs, that we can use to stop all these issues of gender-based violence, because it needs to come to an end. We've campaigned, we've talked, we've held dialogues, we've sat with the President, we've sat with relevant stakeholders, but we need a solution. We are gone are the times where we campaign, or gone are the times where we will be told of courses. We are tired of that. What we need now is a solution. What do we do from here?
So what would be the priority? What do you want from the President when he comes here in a few minutes? What's the message to him? Because, as you said, it's enough of all this talking. You want implementation, you want action plans now.
I think that the President needs to be clear. He needs to, because we're going to address him as activists and as a family, but the President needs to tell us exactly why these killings keep continuing under his watch. He needs to be specific, that what are they doing as the government to stop these killings, because honestly we are done with talking, but we want answers from the government, because the government is responsible for Department of Justice. The minister should have been here to answer also to us exactly what he's doing as the Minister of Justice. What is he doing to perpetrators of abuse? What is he doing to perpetrators of gender-based violence? We need answers.
So it's been a week since this tragic accident or incident happened, rather. Do you think the government has been slow in the way that they've been responding?
To this case, I think the government is doing well. I'm impressed, though they came in board a bit later towards the week, but I think I'm perfectly impressed with how the government is running or it's taking priority of this matter of Precious Ramabulana. I'm happy.
Thank you very much. And there we have it from Renee Sangani from the gender activist here in Makadu, in Limpopo, indicating to us that they will address the issues of gender-based violence here in Limpopo with the President when he arrives here in the next few minutes. And really, the community here wants action to be taken, and they've had enough of all this the talking, and it's time for implementation now.
Right, thank you very much for that, John Bailey. Message very clear there, holding the President and the government to account for gender-based violence, and that as we commemorate 16 days of activism against gender-based violence and violence against women and children.